Virgo, welcome to your September 2024 little law of attraction horoscope. For those of you who are new to me, my name is Kelly Lunt. I'm a intuitive medium channel and law of attraction expert. And I love using tarot to help you let you know where you're at and what you need to do to get your desire in. Okay, so Virgo, it looks like in your recent past, well, there's confusion because there's something that like started, and it feels like a whole brand new journey. So it doesn't necessarily mean it's like a new job or a new person, but it's a new beginning with them. And there's a little bit of like, hold on, why is this so different? Why are they acting this way? Or like, why did I all of a sudden get the pay raise now? Or why is this ex lover reaching out and being this cool now? So there's just like this thing that started, and you're like, I don't know if I want to trust it. I'm going to enjoy it, but I don't know if I want to trust it. And the kind of advice is just to let you know, like, seeds are well planted. It's okay. Okay. So it's not like a promise that it's 100% going like long term, or it's going to be like your end career destination, or like the person you're gonna like marry. Like that's not in the cards yet. It's not a no. It's not a yes. Okay, but there is reassurance that like you can be your most loving self with this new start that happened, because it looks like there's really clear communication this time, which it wasn't there last time. So that's why you can trust it. And there's like a passionate beginning. It's kind of like whatever's going on right now, the other person, whether it's like a love thing or work, like they want it too. So there's like just passion, a little bit of excitement there. And like if you don't give back to it, they're because they've got like an ember of a fire going. So like if you don't give back to it, it kind of like, you know, if fires aren't fanned and fed and tended to, they die out. So you can trust it because no matter what, the reason why you can trust it is because of the clear, authentic communication. So even if it like, say it's an ex that comes back, it's like, hey, so what's up? What are you thinking? What are you thinking that you want? Like whatever the answer is, it's gonna be honest. And it does look like they just want to be a cooperative component this time. Maybe it's work going, hey, look, we know you want to be the director. You're not there yet. What we can do is we can give you this pay bump, and we can give you, here's your plan for what you need to become the director. Or if it's a lover, it might be, hey, right now I just want something casual. I'm not closed off to longer term, but I just want something casual. Here's why. So it's just more like you can just expect whatever the answer is, it's going to be honest and authentic. So, and it's kind of like, it's time for you to be your most loving self, because it looks like in the past you like overgave to someone or something, and since then, like being blunt, there's been a little bit of stinginess towards new people coming in. Like I'm never going to feel that embarrassment again, or I'm never going out for a company that's giving me a pay raise a year later. But it's essentially been like years of you just holding love back. And sure, it holds it back from the other person, but it also holds you back from being your most authentic expression of yourself. So it's kind of like time to stop denying who you are and how you like to show up, either in relationship or at work. It's time to just like give because you like giving and it feels good for you, without worrying if they're giving back. Like, and like, because you can know, you could tell. Maybe they can't bring what you can bring to the table, but are they thinking about you and giving in ways that they can? Like I'm one, like just a personal example. I don't like pain when we go out, but I love cooking delicious food at home that I don't expect the person to pay for or help me plan it, but I just love planning it. And I love thinking about the other person, and I love thinking about like what would they like to eat. But when we go out, I hate pain. So like if you do that 50-50 thing, then it's going to be like, okay, well, if I'm paying, then I'm not cooking at home, and then neither one of us are being our authentic selves. So that's why it's like it's okay for you to be your most authentic self. Be like, all right, fine, I want to go out, and this is the person I'm taking with me, because that's definitely like how I approach cooking. I'm like, I like to cook and I like to make healthy food at home. This is who's coming over. Let me plan this meal. But it's not, and it's like, okay, I made them the meal. They get to go on their happy way. They either want to give back or they don't. In time, right? If they never give back in their own way, I might be less likely to invite that person over. Um, But in time, it's like, oh, wow, they always plan fun hikes so it's kind of like getting back to giving what you like to give and knowing in time you're going to get the data you need to know if it's like worthwhile for a long term pursuit, whether it's love or work, you know? You might be the one who likes to go all out on your work projects, all the details, great results, being number one, and you get your company like their best quarter yet. And then, the first quarter, like you get a thanks. The second quarter, did you get a bonus? At the end of the year, did you get a bonus or pay raise? That doesn't mean to not be who you are, which is a person who knocks it out of the park. It means to go, okay, I'm ready to move towards a company that really values employees who knock it out of the park, and I like seeing that in the form of bonuses, in the form of pay raises, and then just like still be you and move to the next place. Because essentially, you've just been shutting off, denying yourself who you are, Virgo. Okay, so it looks like in this recent, like in more in the current kind of moment energy. Okay, so honestly, Virgo, this is definitely a love reading. And whoever it is you're interacting with, the person is more intuitive than you. Which is honestly just getting in your head. It's like, do they know I'm gonna do this? Do they know that when they did that, this is how I felt? Are they intentionally trying to get me to feel this way? It's like you're in your head thinking that they're like mastermind planning shit when like, hold on, let me pull some clarifying cards. Well, no, they're not at all. Oh, wow, interesting. Virgo, this person is flat out just doing stuff that makes them feel good, and apparently hanging out with you feels good, because they have some stress in their life. They have some serious stress in their life. It's like not fully knowing where to focus their energy, and also it's like they're at this moment where it's like everything I've been working for is either gonna like skyrocket, sink or swim. They're in a sink or swim moment, and they're just stressed the hell out. So they're looking for a physical fun outlet. And that happens to be you. And so yeah, they're not being manipulative, Virgo. You are feeling happy about it, though. I can tell you that. It's kind of like, wow, that's interesting. You got the sun card, which is showing that it's really bringing like your happiness up and like bringing you back to life, Virgo. And it's making you feel passionate. And again, it's making you want to take like passionate energy a little bit towards them. And like honestly, just waking you back up to the fun, passionate, good side of life again. I got to tell you, your insistence on things being fair and equal are really going to squash it. Because right now, it kind of however the person's acting, you're feeling successful. Um, all I can tell you is if you don't give back, you're going to enter the Hermit card. So things are going well. They're going phenomenal. You guys are, I don't see 100% long-term commitment ready yet. There's embers of that. There's the start of that. There's the spark of that. But all at Virgo, all the cards literally just keep screaming. You have to give back to it. Number one, to be your authentic self. Number two, to like help fan the flames of the fire. The other person's having fun right now. It's kind of like the other person just like really needs this outlet of fun, whatever you guys are doing. And then it's like once that fun ends or once their stress ends and they're kind of like thinking straight again, then they'll be able to like evaluate your relationship and go, oh, wait a second. I'm giving like 70%. They're giving like 20. Okay, this isn't fair. Let me find someone else. It's like that's what's going to happen. Right now, the person's stressed enough and sink or swim, and they're like, fuck it, this is worth it. I just need to have fun. I need something good in my life. Once that passes, I don't think it's not long term. It's not short term. It's like a short, medium term, whatever this person's going through, that they'll keep pouring energy into you. So you just want to make sure to balance it out so that you're your authentic self, and that when that other person is out of their stressful period, that they'll actually still consider you and put energy and effort there. Because it looks like it will just kind of like drop and come to an end. It'll be like, oh, this person is like, their words aren't matching their actions. They're not putting anything in. They're just taking a good deal. So they'll just put their focus elsewhere. It looks like coming in the future, it looks like you are going to be willing to put in some effort, but you're being the Knight of Earth, which is like the slowest moving knight of the deck. So it's kind of like, all right, this person is passionate. I see the spark of love there, the ace of water. This person's really passionate. It's worth my pursuit and energy. And all I can tell you is like the Knight of Earth. Okay. So you're in this place, Virgo, of this is great. I'm enjoying life's little luxuries. How they're treating me, how they're acting me is great. And you're looking back fondly, probably like longer term ago. So you've probably been on and off with this person for some time. You're looking back great, and you're like, I'm getting everything I wanted. And you're thinking three of water, which is like the yeah, if things keep going this way, I can see long term potential. Okay. All I can tell you is the other person is the ace of water. You're the three of water. And that the three of water is on the point is when you kind of start, maybe this could be long term. Ace of water is like the, oh, they're cute. And both of you are like, they're cute, they're cute. So you both have that same attraction. So do you see that like difference? Okay, what's your okay, let me hold on. There's clarifying cards for the other person. The other it just keeps coming out. The other person is definitely just has some stress in their life, and they're definitely looking for a physical outlet, guys. The ego card is like the card of pleasure. There's a lot of meanings to this card, but all the other cards coming out, like this person's looking for like a pleasure outlet. Um, so they're not even in a place of like evaluating it for is it equal, is it equitable, are both people giving to it, they're like F it, I just want this one thing. um some clarifying cards for the ace of water. Yeah, okay, so here we go. So for the ace of water, for what the other person wants, they are very sad. However, you guys used to interact and be with, like when they look back on the old relationships you guys had, they're like sad. They're like, it's kind of like those failure to launches, those relationships that like never came to be. So it's like there's just like a little bit of a tainted image memory. Um, they've definitely hit a growth spurt though, where they've like come into their own and they are just owning what they want and who they are. That you did get the justice card here, which means that it just okay. So the other person's thinking ace of water, which is we're both cute, we're both sexy, let's enjoy this flirting. You're thinking three of water, which is maybe this could be long term. I can tell you the other person is like, this is going to be long term. There needs to be a little bit more. I don't want to use the word balance, but there needs to be equal contribution, not necessarily 50-50. Like you're paying for half the food, I'm paying for half the food, or I treated this time, it's your turn to treat. Not like 50-50 like that. They're just more like there needs to be both people contributing to like the life of the relationship. And like quite frankly, right now, Virgo, you're not. You're just like chilling back, sitting back, enjoying this good thing. This is so interesting, Virgo, because from your point of view, okay, I'm going to be blunt, Virgo. It's almost as if you think you bring more to the table than you actually do, because you're looking back going, finally, the scales are being balanced. They're putting energy and effort in. But then you got the 10 of air right after that. So it's kind of like if you keep thinking finally the scales are being balanced, like it will end once the other person gets out of their extremely stressful time. And you're just kind of like, as of right now, like staunchly sitting down into, no, I deserve this. This is how it always should have been. It looks like there's like no self-reflection for it was for how you contributed, what you could have done differently, Virgo. Because it's kind of like they're finally behaving how it always should have been without recognizing that you never really considered like, okay, well, what do they need to be flourishing in a relationship? What do they need to feel good being in a relationship? Like you didn't do that in the past, you're not doing it right now. And if you don't do that, that will cause it to end. So you could think about it, you can ask them. That's kind of like the advice. Like you got to be willing to ask them, um, It's not a rush. It's not like you have to do this right away. Because, like I said, as long as the other person is a little stressed, they're just going to full on love this, like, I don't know, sexy time thing you guys got going on. So there's no rush to come in and like save it, but there is a just know that if when they get out of their stressful period, if they look back and it doesn't look like you've been contributing, it will end promptly. Um, so do whatever you want, Virgo. I'm a little curious. You can comment below. Let me know. Are you going to ride out the good time as long as the good time lasts? Or are you going to contribute back? Because you can trust it. There is potential for longer term as long as when the person gets out of the stressful time, they look back and go, oh, wow, yeah, look at this cool stuff that they were doing to make the relationship thrive. Oh, they may not have never cooked the way I cook, but they plan this fun outing for us, or he takes me on awesome hike, or like, and that means you kind of got to figure out like, what does the other person want? And sometimes it's not like every little thing you do in a relationship has to bring you happiness, joy. Sometimes it can be, I'm going to choose to spend my time this way because of how happy it makes them. Like, think of little kids, guys. Sometimes they're like, can we go to the park? Can we go to the park? Do you actually want to go to the park as an adult? Probably not. But do you know how happy it's going to get them to swing on the swing and then you end up having fun because they're having fun? Like, you got to return that like playful, childlike glee into your relationships, Virgo, if you want this one to thrive or any of your relationships to thrive. All right, I hope that helped, Virgo. Have fun and enjoy it no matter which way you end up enjoying it. And don't forget, I have a workshop coming up next Saturday, September 7th. It's a law of attraction synchronization workshop. Everyone who gets a ticket, you get a one-on-one as well as a guaranteed spot in the hot seat. If you want to be in the hot seat, I'm keeping it small and intimate. I'll put a link in the bio or in the comments.